Hi, everyone. We're here at World Information Architecture Day in Los Angeles, and we're having such a great time. We had an amazing, kickoff with subject matter experts, and they presented some different problems with housing and traffic and the environment.
All problems that plague Los Angeles and have for years.
Yes, and so this is Lynn Boyden, and she's going to say some words for you.
Hi, thank you, Lara. We're pretty excited about what's going on here today. Instead of having a variety of experts come in and share their expertise, we've brought people with real problems that face real people in Los Angeles every day. Problems around the environment, the Los Angeles River, problems around housing for people in need, and problems. Excuse me. I'm just blanking on my third problem. Sorry about that, live TV. Oh, and traffic. Of course. How could I forget traffic? It's Los Angeles. It's so woven into our core here that it's almost invisible. But solving the traffic problem and addressing the issues around it. What's really interesting is that we're finding that all of these problems are very interwoven, and improvements in one area can have an effect in other areas. So we've had our experts come in and present their problems to our large group, and we've broken the participants into teams, and each team is out solving. They've chosen a problem and they're working on presenting a solution, and later we're going to revisit all of these solutions and sort of get a sense of the kinds of things that have come out of it. So the notion of reframing Los Angeles by bringing the practices and principles and expertise of information architecture to real-world problems. And we're hoping that some good synthetic solutions come out of it, as well as the opportunity for some good works to come out of this stuff. So we're really excited about it, and we're really grateful that Lara has put this all together for us today. And I think that's what I have today.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. We are just really happy that everybody came today and they're able to participate in the design workshops. Right now I'd like to introduce you to Frank Garafalo. He is with ESRI, and we also have Jenny Lyons with one of the design teams. So welcome.
Hi, Lara. Thank you.
Come on over.
We're excited to be participating. My name is Frank Garafalo. I'm from ESRI. We're based in Redlands, California. And today we're kind of providing some different data sets available to some of the teams to help with the LA River and some of the traffic, as well as different demographic information and population density information. And so I know your team, you guys were working on like the LA River, and when I was sitting in to sort of listen to your conversation, you guys were starting to look at kind of some different use cases and different scenarios. So I don't know if you want to maybe kind of speak to that a little bit.
Yeah. We just started off by identifying what the users were that were going to be impacted by the LA River, and then from there trying to come up with the cases of their use and how the shaping of the LA River would impact them. And then when we were trying to drill down and really get more specific into who those people were, then we mentioned your software and started using that to really just kind of get some real examples of who these people were, and that kind of made it a little less theoretical and more directed toward these people.
Right, and that's where you guys were starting to talk about like the different personas and kind of the target audiences for having like different activities planned or different things for different people to do along the river. And so yeah, we had pulled up kind of one of the maps and we had showed some of the different tapestry segments that we had. Some of them were kind of solo individuals instead of like families, and having maybe some more activities that were targeted towards families that kind of describe like different household incomes. So kind of a neat way to kind of use information to kind of solve some of these real world issues. So we're excited to be here today. We'll turn it back over to Lara.
All right, thank you guys so much. It's so good to have you here today. We're really excited to see what you come up with.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hi, my name is Frank Overland. I'm here at the World IA Day, and I'm working with a group, and we are working on the problem for the Greenway 2020, which is basically the redevelopment of the LA River, which is pretty much dilapidated right now, but it's 51 miles of unused river space, and they're trying to make a more community-friendly, environmental-friendly, and business-friendly opportunity for the city of Los Angeles. So we had some presentations from Greenway 2020 saying some of their needs, and one of the major problems that they are having is that of awareness and of channeling resources and funding. So kind of what we're doing right now is to brainstorm and develop a solution on community awareness, because there's a lot of gaps on the river that they don't really know what to do or how they're going to fund yet. So what's really important is to communicate to the community and the business in those gapped areas why that area needs to be developed, and therefore a snowball cycle of funding and solutions can come in. So that's what we're working on right now, and we're trying to ideate ideas, and we'll go on from there.
I'm Helmi Hisserich. I'm with the City of Los Angeles Department of Housing, and came here today because we really wanted to figure out how to make affordable housing more accessible to poor people in Los Angeles. Right now it's a pretty bureaucratic process, so we're pretty excited about what we're getting from World IA Day in terms of how to use information architecture to change the way people gain access. Want to talk about what you're doing?
So I'm Dave Bullock from Art Center. I'm faculty, and our team is working on a solution to the problem of finding housing and applying for it. So what we're talking about right now is a kind of centralized system where potential tenants and agencies that they're working with can apply once, fill out one form with all their information, hit submit, and then instantly they're given a list of available properties or ones with wait lists, and then with another click they can just automatically apply to all of them, and the back-end system handles sending out all the required applications to each of the developers, because they all have a slightly different process, or sometimes a wildly different process. And so if we can make that an easy to navigate system, then that will just make everyone's lives easier. And most importantly, at the end of the day, the data from all the applications is given back to the city or is owned by the city. So they'll have all this information to say, look, we have this big shortage, we need more funding, here's where we're lacking, here's where we're doing great.
So, I think one of the things that we don't want to do is create a whole new bureaucracy, and we're hoping that maybe using the cloud to break down silos between departments, major departments of the city and the county that are providing housing or mental health services or health services, instead of us trying to create a big, massive infrastructure and new bureaucracy just to bring the data together. If we used the cloud and we created a more organic system, it might get us where we need to go a lot faster.
So we were envisioning this either as a service or its own kind of standalone company, maybe nonprofit, that its whole job is to work with all these different constituents, the city, the developers, the tenants, and the agencies, to create a platform that streamlined everything, but then also gave data back to all involved for them to use it. So hopefully that's something that we can pull off.
And then the other part is really to make sure that it looks not only at the government side, but really at the tenant side, from the standpoint of trying to look at the whole problem from the standpoint of somebody who's trying to find housing, rather than us in the government trying to create housing. It's really, how do you make it easy on people? How do tenants access it, or the social workers who are working with the tenants to find the housing. So if you're, right now living on somebody's couch and you don't have a way to get to a bunch of agencies to get your birth certificate or to get your driver's license renewed or whatever this information you need is there a way through IA to make that all come together easily and electronically?
Right, because at the end of the day, all everyone wants to do is make it easy and make it easy to find housing and get people into housing. So there's opportunities, but to get to those opportunities, there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of bureaucracy. And if we can simplify that and make it kind of a one-stop shop, then everybody's happy, and we've kind of solved a big problem.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can figure that out, and then the hour and a half we have left.
Cool.
IA Day in Los Angeles, actually Pasadena Art Center, and it's been a great day. We've got a chance to talk about transportation, LA River, and housing, and we got a chance as the presenter I'm Hilary Norton. I'm the Executive Director of FAST, Fixing Angelenos Stuck in Traffic, to talk about how to improve the mobility and reduce our traffic in the LA region. And I want to know, how did you think about the proposal? What do you think we should be adding in terms of information architecture? What were things you came away with?
Yeah, well, so my name is Janelle King, and I'm the graphic facilitator for our team, Rainbow Trouts, Go Trouts! And we were so lucky to have you, Hilary, join our group for a little while to really talk through. You know, we got the presentation from you, which was incredibly inspiring, just outlining how complex and how impactful the problem with traffic is throughout the county and how many levels that affects things. So being able to explore with you, what's really at the root here? What's the thing that we can have the most impact on with the least amount of change? And being able to understand that when there is a change in rider behavior, when there is a change in the number of butts in seats, that can help generate data that will help inform decision makers so that they can fund the changes that happen for transportation, so we can have more butts in seats, so we can have more people riding. And there's this nice little synergistic thing that's starting to emerge from this conversation. So our team, the Trouts, are busy at work right now crafting the perfect solution, if there's such a thing as a perfect traffic solution, so that we can get that data, change the ridership, get more cars off the road, get more people using public transportation, and clear up our roadways.
Well put. And frankly, performance metrics are going to be such an important decision-making tool for investment, for demand, and for creating new facilities. And so creating that multimodal opportunity, but also getting feedback is really important. And since you've spent so much time in the IA world, what do you think is some of the best opportunities for feedback so that people really see that they're participating in the transit system, not just riding the transit system?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. Opportunities for feedback, I think if we can get it in real time as people are using the system, if we can design technology that can help capture that information in a way that's super easy for the riders, so they don't even have to think about it. They can, you know, it becomes very easy and natural for them to be able to provide that feedback so that it can go into the system, changes can be made. The flip side of that is people will be able to give feedback to make changes, but then they need to be able to see that that information is making an impact. So I think there's a combination between having rider feedback and a level of transparency where people can actually see that their voice makes a difference. And if we can make it easy for those voices to be heard and make it really easy for riders to see simple and effective changes that are happening based on the feedback that they're giving, again, it's that synergy thing that really starts to kick into play. We get more people using the systems, more cars off the road, more thumbs up for public transportation.
Well said, and really creating that interaction with our communities. We're so insulated in our cars. How can we create more opportunities for people to really walk into stores they are walking by instead of just driving by them at 30, 40 minutes?
Like those mobility hubs that you were talking about, actually having transportation and mobility being a way of life for people instead of something that people have to add into their world. And you were talking about the partnerships with FEMA, in LA County for helping to make transportation more accessible and more usable and safer and cleaner, and having more pieces like that coming to the forefront and looking at ways where we can capture data from all of those touch points with the ridership and be able to use it to make all of these experiences better for everybody, honestly.
And really teaching business owners who is getting off those trains, who's using the bicycles, who's using the buses, because the perception has not been there that people who are using these alternate forms of transportation and are using active transportation actually spend money. And now that we're going to reduce the cost of taking a car and increasing disposable income, let's start showing those businesses around where we're going to spend that money, who's going to invest in the kinds of businesses that are feeding into this active transportation network. So that's really helpful.
It's an exciting time. I mean, I'm a native Californian. I grew up in Southern California. traffic is one of those things that has just evolved with people, and to be in this point of time where people are really taking it seriously, and we have the technology that will actually allow us to better understand what we're dealing with, and we have the technology to access or to involve people in the creation of the solution and the implementation of the solution. I think that we really will be able to see a change in funding for better roads, in participation, in development and implementation of these hubs throughout our communities, and the way our communities are actually designed around transportation instead of it being an afterthought or an add-on. It's just, I don't know, it's exciting.
Yeah, and looking at who's going to make location decisions, whether where you're going to get your house or your condo or your apartment, and where you're going to locate your business based on all of this excitement and participation on a street level as well as in these different kinds of modes. That's a really fun part of our future, and it's going to happen very quickly, as you say, driven by IA. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
My name is Sarah. I'm here helping out with IA Day today. Just kind of helping out as a volunteer and seeing what everyone's doing. And my thoughts are that it's amazing and inspirational. Those are two thoughts. We had speakers this morning who gave us some really hairy, challenging problems facing LA and proposed that this great, amazing group of IA and UX people come up with some solutions to those problems and help frame how information can be powerful. So that's what they're working on right now. I'm seeing lots of Post-its, which is always exciting. I'm seeing lots of easel boards and writing, lots of talking, lots of collaboration, lots of passion, also lots of snacks. Everyone got some good sandwiches. What else am I seeing? I think that's all I'm seeing right now, but that's a lot of stuff. And LA has such an amazing, passionate community of UX people, and there's so much that we can do for the world. I know usually we get caught up in all our jobs that are all corporate and terrible, so to be able to give back to LA is really exciting, and so that's what today is all about. And that's all I've got. Okay, these two bros. You get the mic.
Hi.
I can interview.
Oh, okay, great.
JK. You take it.
Hi, I'm Mario Noble, and this is?
I'm February Schooled.
Okay, sorry about that. Once again, I'm Mario Noble.
And I'm February Schooled.
And we're from California Poppy. That's our UX team.
Team California Poppy.
Yeah. So we're having a pretty good time here.
Awesome.
Good food. Got box lunches, right? Yeah.
It's a great day.
They feed us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a beautiful day in Pasadena. And we're actually working on the LA River project right now.
As a group, we just thought that was a great opportunity to take something that was fun for the community and figure out how we could help them out.
And it seems like something that really actually has the potential to unify Los Angeles. Not even Los Angeles, all the cities that it travels through, which is really awesome.
Especially myself coming from San Diego, it's nice to learn about something new in LA that I didn't even know about. So if I could help out, that's a great benefit.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming up, man.
Great working with you guys.
Well, we're probably got to get back to work now, but I have to say, if anybody can ever make it on down, I think there's still a little bit of time left, or for the next one, definitely come on down. It's awesome. We had a great turnout too. Yeah, totally. Okay, thanks, guys. Here's the mic back. There you are.
World IA Day Los Angeles, Chris Chandler.
And Lynn Boyden.
We're here coming at you from the beautiful Art Center campus in Pasadena. We're having an amazing event here. I hope you guys are tuning in. I hope you're getting a little bit of a flavor for it.
I hope you're following the Twitter feed.
Lynn and I would actually like to start a little beef maybe with some of the other...
World IA Day Smackdown.
Yeah, some of the other cities who maybe think they've got some good presentations going on. I mean, I don't want to say other cities and locations don't have good presentations.
I'm sure they're very good.
I'm sure they're excellent, exactly. But I do have to say that here in Los Angeles, we have students solving the problem of traffic in LA. We have some groups that are
housing the homeless,
and turning the LA River into an incredible landmark that is going to make the High Line look like
a drop in a bucket.
A drop in the bucket, exactly. Look like a little model railroad.
A Lego model.
A Lego model. Right, exactly. We're throwing down the gauntlet is what we're saying here. We're going to use IA thinking to solve real problems, and we're going to do it in a day. And you guys are going to see exactly how wonderful and amazing and LA rules and everybody's drools. Okay, that's enough SmackDown talk for right now. Exactly for my young the teenage girl speak. Totes, my goats.
I think one of the more interesting aspects of this, Chris and I have been teaching for years, and we bring real projects and real problems into our class so that the students could get hands-on experience and actually have and make a difference with their class projects. We've also, for years, been the co-instigators of the Information Architecture Slam, in which we create unsolvable problems and then divide people into teams and have them work on those and come up with a solution in a very compressed time frame. And Chris pointed out earlier today that this exercise that we're doing today is kind of a mashup of those two things. We've got real-world unsolvable problems, and we're applying the hive mind in teams of expertise where everybody has something to contribute. It's not people at the front of the room talking and sharing my IA is the one true IA. It's your IA is a true IA, and we're bringing it to the table so that everybody can benefit from that.
Just a quick shout out to Eric Reese and Matthew Fetchko, our other instigators on the IA Slam. If you're coming to the IA Summit in San Diego, we sure hope you'll sign up and do it with us. It's a fun time every year.
And we have an awesome problem for you again.
Not quite as hard as solving LA traffic, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's
see what we can do. Anyway, shout out to my friends at for the UX Poland community, World IA Day in Poland. Mateusz, Witsek, how are you guys doing? I hope you had a great event. And that's all I got to say. Exactly. Thanks a lot.
Bye, Internet.
Hi, my name is Joy Liu, and today my group is actually trying to solve the LA traffic problem in terms of we're trying to promote a better experience riding public transportation, and how do we increase the quality when you are riding them. And that's it. And then I am going to go back to the group now, and we're going to continue that discussion.
I'm Linda Sellheim. I'm from the Media Design School at the New School of Architecture and Design in San Diego, and we're here working on the River Project with our team at this great event.
And my name is Elena Pacenti. I'm Italian, as you can hear from my accent. I'm also from San Diego, from New School of Architecture and Design, where I'm the director of the design program, so product design and design programs.
It's a great event. We're having a lot of fun. We're rethinking the LA River with a bunch of really talented other artists and designers and interface people. So I'll be back. I want to keep coming to these things.
We are developing a project that I think it's really interesting, and we focus not on the overall development of the river, but how to make what's happening visible, and how to raise awareness on what's happening, how to raise funding on new projects to be implemented on the river, and how to make it all visible, so what people like, where the public funding is, and where the projects funded, for instance, from Kickstarter are. So I think we are working very well, and design is this magic.
We're also looking at concepts and how to gamify funding and get people involved with the river at all different levels. So that's our project.
How you doing? My name is Kevin, and I'm here at World IA Day in Los Angeles, Pasadena, California, with
Elaine Chung, who is a student here at Art Center, where it's hosted.
And we were given an option to choose one of, I believe, three problems to focus on. One of them was, let's see.
The first one is affordable housing, kind of looking at the infrastructure of Los Angeles and how to gain affordable housing and how to spread that information out. The second is transportation, which is what we chose, affecting like LA traffic concerns and the metro and public transportation. And the third is
bike paths was one of them, and the other was the LA River, I believe. So we chose transportation, and I guess the approach that we took was to first of all think about what kind of problems we experienced in taking public transportation. So we listed out what are the 5 benefits we saw to taking public transportation and what are the 5 drawbacks. We did that by each putting those 5 separate things on Post-it notes, then putting them on the board and seeing how they could be grouped into logical groupings or trends, and then seeing what kind of problems we saw on the board and how an agency could address those problems.
And so right now we're working on just like a more of a case study, like an example of how we can take this like data pool of information like collected from kind of like the common public or like user end and consolidate that as an incentive for like either private investigations or private sectors to kind of come in and like work on these like problems that we have with traffic. So to take an example, right now we're kind of looking more at like a university scale. So how students, at least from Art Center, come from all over the city of Los Angeles, and you know how the transportation works for them and what would they need. So kind of crowdsourcing routes as a possible option, and just different solutions that we can combat in that. And so we're kind of like mapping out just different, like a storyboard, what a user would walk through in terms of like gaining access to this, like open source kind of data. And yeah, and I think we're in the middle of that right now, so we haven't come up with a solution quite yet.
So that's it.
Yeah, so I don't know about you, but it's very interesting meeting with a bunch of strangers, being put in a team and being presented with a problem and working through it. For us, we just kind of started with throwing up Post-its on the wall. What's the problem? What's the main like overarching issue that we needed to tackle? And going from there to a more concrete problem that we can find a solution for in the short amount of time that we're given. And right now they're storyboarding it and condensing it into a 3-minute format. So that's really fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much how my team has been tackling the problem. As what I observe, like my team consists. I'm not sure about you, but my team consists a lot of people from different backgrounds, and so we do educate each other on the process, or to the UX process, and.
What's your role? What's your role?
I pick developers, but I think in my team everybody contribute a lot in terms of what's the user experience, what's the user design, what's the targeted users, and what's the research behind it.
Cool. Yeah.